the home of inspiration every day.
Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the human spirit is powerful.
From news,
countries across the globe have been hit by the COVID-19 virus.
Views,
there's a global trend to see an increase in GBV incidences, specifically domestic violence.
Sports,
What's he say? It's a really good ball. It's Shabalala.
and music to inspire you every day. This is Vuka Online, your inspiration radio station.
Online radio. We are here today. We're going to be speaking to a superpower woman, and I'm looking forward to hear her insights. I just had a little glimpse on her bio, and I'm sure she's going to talk more about it. My name is Dr Mvusy, as they call me, the host of Lipstick Chronicles. We are here to amplify women's voices. We are here to celebrate women and the women as who they are and what impact they are making in their society. Most importantly, this Chronicles Season 3 about women is actually taking women that are younger than I am. In the previous sessions, I was talking to my peers, and the fact that we are talking here to younger women, it was really influenced by those discussions. And we want to hear the views of youth about women's issues in general and how they find themselves in the space. Aamena.
Absolutely amazing.
Am I calling you the right? Is it Aamena or Aamena?
That's it. You've got it. Either way, you've got it. And I absolutely love this platform. And thank you for the great introduction. I think it's great that you're amplifying women and their value. It's quite undermined, especially in our leadership roles and all the roles any woman takes. I mean, they're all leadership roles, even those that are home executives, they're all leadership roles. So
absolutely. Let's start by you introducing yourself. Talk to us about who you are, the way you want to be introduced. We love the authentic voices.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm Aamena Abed. On a formal level, I'm the director and head of operations at Grow Global and head of operations at the Foundation of Franchise in Africa, which stands for FIRE. I'm really excited to speak about this topic. It's pretty close to my heart. I think the influence of women in leadership, whether it's mentors, mothers, teachers, and change makers, really help and shape the trajectory of our life and our career. And I really am excited to be here. I think that in terms of who I am, I'm also a mom. I've got two little girls. So just your regular person heading up the business world. I do work with people around the world in 14 different countries. So I do have a diverse network of people that I work with around the world. Yeah.
Tell us about where you grew up, how you grew up, who was your woman role model, or who also is. I understand the role models change as we grow up.
Definitely. So I'm actually based in Gauteng, also grew up in Gauteng. I'm currently 37. I know a woman shouldn't reveal her age, but just so that you know for context, I think the first leader I ever knew, my earliest and most profound example of leadership came from home, which was my mom. She really didn't wear a suit or walk into a boardroom, but she led with strength, grace, and wisdom. She managed our home like a CEO with compassion, clarity, a deep sense of purpose. She was also a businesswoman, owned her own business, but watching her, I thought that leadership is less about control and more about care. And that was the first, I think, thought that came to my head in terms of who was my first leader. She taught me all about nurturing growth in others, about creating stability in uncertainty, and also finding resilience in adversity. Because, I mean, we know as women, things are not always easy. We always have 10 hurdles in front of us as opposed to other people. So this really became the foundation for the blueprint of how I lead my teams today, like I said, across 14 countries, and also the way that I shape my thinking and how I'd like to be a leader in my role.
I'm already excited to hear more about your how you shape your leadership. But before we do that, just give me an example of some moments that you can think about where you got inspired by even your mother or any other woman leader in the world, something that really changed your perspective that you can think about.
Oh, that's amazing. So I really think, like, fast forwarding to my recent career, I met a mentor who changed everything. She was quite bold, visionary, and saw something in me before I did. I'm very much an introvert, but when it came to my career, she pulled out the extrovert in me. She really challenged me to think big, to take risks, to embrace leadership, not just as a role, but as a responsibility, because it is a responsibility. It's having a whole lot of people under you. It's having to lead and direct even those that you just meet in your daily life. So under her wing, I discovered that true leaders don't just rise, they lift others as they do. She always told me that she wasn't my boss, she was more like my mentor. So I really see the power of mentorship in her. So before I reveal who
Wow.
she is, just to let you know that her mentorship didn't just shape my professional path, it ignited a fire within me to do the same for others. So her name is Tam Goldsmith. She's also my partner in business at the moment, but she really paved the
Wow.
way for me. Yes,
Wow, that's
yes,
actually very nice. Already, we're changing the narrative. We hear more about women who have PhDs,
yes.
they pull her down. Um, and here, what we want to really talk about is this good news that it is not always gloom. Women are doing good work.
Exactly.
Women inspire others. Women are not bosses most of the time. But what we do not do is do not find spaces where we can talk good about women. And that's the reason why we
Exactly.
have this platform to kind of like tell the world
Amazing. Yep,
that in our little corners, there's great work that is being done by women that are actually lifting other young women.
I agree. I agree. And it's not just young women. I think it's all women. We go through different shapes and phases in our lives that really change our dynamics.
Yes,
Because I find, especially with young people, they're fierce and, they can take on anything, but the world brings them down. And it's up to
yes,
us to bring them up and realize that there's so much more. It's also the little
yes,
things that we do that nobody celebrates. It's always the big, amazing, wonderful you've got, like you said, your PhD, you've got your master's. But what about the little things? Nobody celebrates that. And I think it's
mm,
people like her that help me understand that everything is a celebration. And even when things are bad, it was meant to be there for something better. So we should celebrate those as well.
wow,
And
Amanda, just right there. Let's take a break. I'm looking forward to hear more about now your impact in your career after break.
brilliant.
the home of inspiration every day.
Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the human spirit is powerful.
From news,
Countries across the globe have been hit by the COVID-19 virus.
views,
There's a global trend to see an increase in GBV incidences, specifically domestic violence.
sports,
What's he say? It's a really good ball. It's Shabalala.
and music to inspire you every day. This is Vuka Online, your inspiration radio station.
Aamena, welcome back. Listeners, we are here on Lipstick Chronicles Season 3. We are being inspired by Aamena. Before break, Aamena, you were talking about you are at work. Tell us about how did you rise up first, from where, from home, just your journey, snippets of your journey. We know we can actually hear a lot, just some milestones.
Amazing. No, that's great. And like I said, I was very much an introvert, so I was academically inclined. From my school days, I always thrived academically. I did go to med school to become a pharmacist, but it just felt so confined. It wasn't who I was. I always had the love to be an entrepreneur, to work with others, help them amplify their businesses, and just help people around the world just to do better. So then after that, I did a business degree I achieved a Bachelor of Commerce in business. And then I actually just started my own business and my own brand. So at the time, well, the brand is still running. It was called Baby Bugs. And for 10 years, I actually thrived through that business. Heart, tears, sweat, blood, all of it. But it taught me a lot. It taught me that sometimes you stand alone so that you can thrive. It also taught me that sometimes leaders are those that stand in the back and not those that stand in the front. So it was an exceptional journey. And then, of course, COVID hit us all, as you know, and things shut down. Our whole life that we built, the whole foundation that everybody built, in fact, was just shut down overnight. And that's where I started engaging sort of online and met Grow Global and started just, it was meant to be temporary. And here we are almost 4 years later, and I'm the head of operations. So through that journey, I was able to also start the foundation of franchising, which helps us thrive with women in business, help them through franchising, help them with their businesses. And honestly, a lot of people think franchising is just, a McDonald's or a KFC, but it's so much more. So we've helped women in all sectors, even just the cleaning businesses, to scale their business, because I think that's one of the things that a lot of women have. They have that glass ceiling in their business. They do exceptional, and that's it. They don't know how to scale, and that's where we step in and really help them. So absolutely love what I do and how I have the platform to help other women. So that's where I am at my journey. Yeah.
Wow. And that's actually such a significant role that you are playing, because we work most of the time with SMMEs, and we
Yes.
call people SMMEs forever.
Exactly.
And we kind of like shrink in these positions of being SMMEs, and people actually don't know how to scale their business. You're doing such a significant role. So at the end of the session, we can actually talk more about that, because this is exactly what we would like to do, is to help women to know who is out there. A lot of other people don't know about the work that we do. So you're talking about Grow Global. Tell us more about Grow Global.
So Grow Global is a company that also is very much in the franchise industry. We help businesses that are franchising already. We support them with their operations, mentoring them, and also just in terms of growing their business. Currently, my team from South Africa, I'm very proud of them. Last year rolled out 250 stores in Walmart just for a US company, all the way from South Africa. So we take on the world, and it's quite empowering. It's quite an amazing journey. And a lot of people, when they look at us, I don't think we even just represent South Africa. They just say, those Africans, I mean, they're amazing. They opened 250 stores. So it really does carry a weight on our shoulders when we do this kind of work globally. We feel like we represent Africa, and we really do. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And really, thank you very much for that. Now we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna talk about serious matters about women's issues. Let's go for a break.
How do you know the life or personal coach you're about to work with is who they say they are? How do you know if they can do the job? At the Africa Board for Coaching, Consulting and Coaching Psychology, we can tell you. So, before you share your secrets and spend your money, check with us first. Visit www.abccccp.com or call us on 012-751-7608. The ABCCP, the professional body for coaches.
Welcome back.
Great.
Aamena, you have actually done a lot of work. You have worked with women. You are a woman yourself. Just can you give us your perspective about what you see in the world right now about women?
So honestly, I think it's a woman's world at the moment. In every leadership role, there's a woman, and any thriving industry, there's a woman that's leading it. And she's doing it with a family. She's doing it with all the other roles that really center around her. And she does it an amazing job. What I do see that is changing the dynamics around this is that it's no longer men versus women. The men are also supporting us. They're also helping us get there and helping us thrive in these roles. In fact, in our foundation, we have males that actually contribute vastly to this as well. So currently, that's what I feel is happening. But equally, you can see that there's so much opportunities that are missed because women don't know that they can. They've been told for generations that this is your role, be quiet, sit down, we'll take it from here. But that's not what it is. We have a voice and we should be heard. And I also think that women lead with a nurturing values within them. So when they do lead, they don't just go and rise up that ladder by themselves. They take everybody with them. Yeah. And that's really what's happening in the world. And that's why I think a lot happens, and there's so much happening because women are leading and they're taking everybody with them.
Tell us what can change, from your perspective, what is it that we can do to ensure that, all the other women are exposed to the opportunities out there? Because sometimes it seems like these opportunities are already in the peri-urban and the urban areas, and
Yes.
all those women and the girl children that are along the outskirts of this country, do not have this kind of information. From your perspectives, what you think we could do better?
Absolutely. So I think you're already doing it amongst others, and that's very much education. It's things like this and platforms like this that will really help us to get the message out there. Education is key. But of course, like you said, it's within the urban areas. So in the rural areas, they don't know of these untapped talents. And they also don't have access to the technology that we have. So it makes it difficult for them to access it. So I think we should create platforms that are both digital, accessible, for everybody to be able to gain the knowledge, gain the structure, gain everything that they need, the tools and resources. I know that there's a lot of talk around funding, and the first hurdle everybody goes is, well, I just don't have the money or the funding. There's always a way, there's always a will. And sometimes it's just the resources of education, putting things together for a step forward. I always feel it's best to take one step each day than taking that giant leap of 100 steps overnight. So we can definitely help other women by us just educating them, giving them resources, and make it accessible.
Yes, yes. What also that I personally see is that when we have these opportunities, some other women, they actually, or even young people, they think that they can get there and overnight things can just work. And you alluded to that at the beginning with your first business. Can you just tell us, just talk to that young woman about what does it mean to actually be in business or do your own work? How long does it take? Does it have to take long? Or what is it that I have to actually have? The qualities? Is it the skills? Is it things that I have to learn? Just talk to that younger woman out there who really wants these opportunities.
I mean, that's a great thing to actually talk about, especially in the world that we live in. Everything is so instant. You switch on your phone, you can instantly get delivery. Everything is so instant. So same, I think people have that mindset that it's going to be instant. I'm going to open a business and it's going to be instant results. I'm going to get that queue out, or I'm going to be famous. And I think also with things like social media, they portray it as if, overnight success. But actually, that isn't the case. It takes a lot of resilience and hard work. I have to say that it's hard work and consistency. That's the two important characteristics that you have to really thrive in anything, whether it's your studies, whether it's your business, anything that you do. It requires consistency and resilience to get through it, because there will be hard days, there will be good days, and there'll just be days that it feels like you're going nowhere. And then suddenly it will be many days of that, and then suddenly it will just change. But it takes time to get there. I would also say that working on your business every single day will help you to actually give that impact that you're looking for, even if nobody notices it, because drawing back to social media, everything needs to be publicized. Sometimes it's those little things that you do in the quiet, and those battles that you fight in silence is what really is going to impact your business. So for all those women out there, whether your business is small, whether it's just a little store in the corner, or it's a big thriving online business that you're taking on globally, just do it. Get up every day and show up every single day. That's the key.
Wow, wow, wow. That's a nugget right there. And also that what I liked about what I am hearing is that, yes, these days we also have men, that's another narrative that you have just changed here, that sometimes in the public we always like talk about men and women exclusively, and as we amplify these voices of women, we are actually bringing to the fore that it is not necessarily the truth that men are actually not all men. Let me not say not all men do not support women. Not all men see women as a threat or victims or whatever. Some other men are actually there to support us, and it is for us as women to reach out there.
Exactly. And they're all saying, they say behind every successful man is a woman. I think nowadays it's besides every woman, there's also a man that's there that supported her.
You know, when you were talking about resilience. And I
Yes.
hear this resilience term every other time we talk about. We can talk about community resilience. We're talking about people to be resilient. Everything, even within the organizations, we talk about we're really building resilient leaders or employees. Tell me, what does that mean? That term mean for you? And when you say to the young woman, you have to be resilient, unpack that for us.
Brilliant. So when I speak of resilience, it's not that you have to endure every single pain and go through it by yourself. Resilience is having the support that you need, taking that support, not being shy to say, I don't know, help me. Often people project resilience as just get through it, do it on your own, because if you let anybody know that you need help, it makes you weak. That's not what resilience is. Resilience is accepting support, accepting that you need to, because it takes a community, like you said, it takes a community, whether it's to raise your kids or raise your business, it takes a community, whether it's team members, family members, all of that. And equally, we need each other to be able to survive and thrive. So in my eyes, that's what resilience is. I know that there's so much of stigma around it where people say, and that's how women feel, is I'm tired, I have to do it. I have to do this, I have to. And it's just a constant checklist, but that's not what resilience is. It's, I can delegate that. I can ask for help. I don't need to do it all. It's impossible to do it all, but you can have it all with support.
Yes. And a lot of other people are yearning for this thing. I want to be a strong woman. I want to be an independent woman.
That's it.
It's all these terms that we kind of like want to have, and at the same time, what happens is that they have a negative effect. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, definitely. So you spot on, everybody goes, be strong. What is strong? Taking on every single task at work, taking on every single household task, taking on every single thing. We carry that mental load and eventually we burn out. As women, we burn out because going back to how I felt, it's just we have that personality of being nurturing. So there's no way we're going to block out one or the other. We're going to constantly care. We're going to constantly do it. And weighing that on your shoulders isn't what makes you a strong woman. What makes you a strong woman is knowing what's your priority. So being present. So if it's being present at the workplace, be present there. But if you need to go for that soccer match, be there. That's what it is. It's just creating those boundaries and setting that for yourself so that you are able to actually support every aspect of your life. It doesn't mean that you've got to juggle it all the time. Yes.
I love what I'm hearing. Let's take another short break and then we're gonna get into a session we're gonna really wrap up.
The Africa Center for Work-Based Learning is a professional development center for professionals who aim to improve their professional standing. This means that the learning programs we run are more than just academic programs. They are work-based programs that focus on leveraging your current experience as a professional to build your overall profile. A year down the line, the Africa Center for Work-Based Learning is developing into a preferred center for professional development in Pretoria, with 8 professional development faculties including accounting, teaching, entrepreneurship, as well as IT and many more. For more information, go to acwbl.org or dial +27 12 751 7608. The Africa Center for Work-Based Learning, where work is learning.
Amena, welcome back, listeners. I am hoping that you are taking all the nuggets and the insights. We're talking to Amena from Grow Global. She's actually doing a great job. I am so excited and smiling all the time, and very happy that we are able to dig these good stories, and we get to listen to each other as women about what are the things that we can and we cannot do. We're talking about Grow Global, Amina. The Vuka Online Radio has also got a global reach, and
Amazing.
I just want you to, if to actually tell the world what is the story that you want the world to actually remember you through this podcast. If somebody is missing this podcast, what would she miss?
So I think that influence is very much an impact. So just like how through this podcast we're influencing people, provoking thought. Today I stand in a space with you to return that favor. And I think through our roles, it's our mission to empower women and youth. It's a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool to transform people, to transform their lives. And every day I meet women who remind me of how full of ambition they are, and yet of how unsure they are where to begin, like we've spoken about before. So I think that women, we really shape each other. We should stand next to each other, lead each other, whether it's on podiums, on platforms like this. Like we said, there were some that were quiet forces, others are fierce trailblazers, but all, I think, really do imprint and put an impact on our life. So to every woman out there, whether you mentoring one person, leading a global team, or like Vuka Online, who's speaking to the globe, your influence matters. So that's my reflection today. Leadership for me is not just a title, it's a commitment to a legacy. It's about passing the torch and watching others light the way.
Is you in isiXhosa you call it ilita. It's like
Elita, nice.
it's like you lighten the dark
I
corners
love it.
that you would see, as
Yes.
Lilita and a lot of other people. One of my sons is called Kanyisa. It's exactly
Oh,
that.
beautiful.
It's to actually
Amazing.
just brighten, the spaces where we find ourselves in. When we leave, we should leave them totally different from when we found them. And I think that is what I'm taking away from you. And just imagine for a second that you are in this big conference room at the global stage, and you have all the grandchildren, your grandchildren, my
Okay.
grandchildren are there, and you are just talking to them about your story. What would, in a nutshell, say, this is my story of?
So I think my story is sort of everything that we spoke about. It's one of dream. I think dream every single day. A lot of people say, be realistic, but actually reach for the sky and never let anybody tell you you can't do it. It's one of ambition. It's still our focal point for today is resilience and consistency. So I would say that one of my main core things is also just impacting other people's lives in a positive way.
Yes, 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 yes. And I liked that. I don't know how many of us have shared what you are saying, is that, I studied for this, and then I just thought, "Mm-mm, no, no, no,
That's
this
it for
is
me.
what I
That's
and
it.
it's coming up. I actually see this trend, the business part of it. And I think it's very important we're talking about that with business women
Yes.
because of this youth the high unemployment rate, and we need to actually encourage and inspire so many other women to be there and ensure we kind of like be part of the solution of this unemployment rate. From my side, I am really, really grateful to have had this opportunity to talk to you, Aamena.
Thanks.
And I think it is a great pleasure to have people like you. And we really do think that we will follow you up at some stage, because I'm
Absolutely.
sure after we have spoken to you, there will be some women who really want to know more
Absolutely.
about you. And,
Absolutely.
and that is what we are doing. We're amplifying these voices, we're empowering other women, we are networking together. So you will give us the contact details, of course. And I am so sad that we have to leave. I wish I could talk to the producers, but before we do that, the producers would like to really thank you for this opportunity. Do you have um, do you have some music that you would like us to play for you?
Oh, that's amazing. I'd just like to thank you guys as well. I'll leave it to you to decide on the great music to once again amplify what we spoke about. So go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Producers, it's your choice. Thank you very much again, listeners, for giving us this time. Thank you very much, Aamena, for gifting us with your presence, gifting us with your wisdom and your soul. Stay blessed, and we're looking forward to connect again. You are on Lipstick Chronicles Season 3. Here you are, colleagues. You can't miss this. I'm so excited to have all these great women on our platform. Thank you very much for listening.
Amazing. Thanks.
Hey, now we're done. We're done with the.
Amazing.
That's very nice. Thank you very much. I really
No,
appreciate you doing such a good work. Are you based in Joburg?
I am. I'm in Benoni, if you know Benoni. So
Yes.
yes.
Okay. I'm sure we will connect later. And thank you
Please
very much for
do.
the time. Yes,
Thank
I
you so
will. I will.
much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much for everything. It was absolutely amazing. And please, even if you want us to run a workshop with you online, with any woman, anything at all, happy to do it.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that.
Amazing.
Okay. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
The home of inspiration every day.
Most people give up on themselves easily. You know the human spirit is powerful.
From news,
Countries across the globe have been hit by the COVID-19 virus.
views,
There's a global trend to see an increase in GBV incidences, specifically domestic violence.
sports,
What's he say? It's a really good ball. It's Shabalala.
and music to inspire you every day. This is Vuka Online, your inspiration radio station.